November 25th, 2024, Durango Dank here. Content is king, distribution is queen by Durango Dank, Open Metaverse 2006 GP7A. That's the tag that is going to be very powerful in the future. But when you look at the results, content is king, distribution is queen. 2013. We've been talking about it since 2006. Bill Gates talked about it in 1995. And then what happens is various people will come out and talk about it, and you have identifiers now that say, hey, missing is this information right here out of this information. So you have to do further analytics to get to the bottom of why that's missing from that content. And I can tell you right now, GP7A is a tag. It was started in 2006. And we already built content that's stored in the cloud. Long story short, you can't no longer tell people you can do things that you might have read from other sources. And because you are a good talker and you can write linguistic twisting content, what happens is when you say that, AI, like our mayor of Denver, he's saying things that he's never said on a campaign trail. He's never said it before a campaign trail. I've been saying it for 4 elections. He's using my words. And so what happens is Gen AI goes, hey, wait a minute, this guy here of authority, he's mayor, and he's saying these words that he's never said before. He's talking about AI. He's got his identifier, media sources, calling him AI savvy mayor, using content that I developed in 2008, 2011 officially, because I already knew. There's only so many things someone can say running for office or saying you can do certain things. Well, right now what happens is all these large language models that are all built for our voices as the new fingerprint, they're able to now index everything to how much of what Mayor Mike Johnston is saying in regards to artificial intelligence, having Den AI Summit, talking about the first time a city got together, and New York's been doing it for almost 10 years. So was other cities, but that's neither here nor there. They just never came out and bragged about it. So they bragging about it. What happens is those people that were doing it that just weren't bragging about it, they just trying to get people together, will start migrating into Denver's circles now. So what he did is he's been talking so much smack that he can't build none of this stuff. And eventually, especially when he talks about, you name it, he's out. And if you did a Google, I'm not going to even get with that right now. But so we knew all of this. And when the financial meltdown happened in 2007, 2008, 2009, it destroyed a lot of people that were just getting started in the metaverse conversation, the virtual reality, back end, wearing goggles that weigh 5 pounds. Not even Botox will save you from that sag you're putting on your face. They're going to be called goggle stretch marks from people that were younger, and they put that on their face, and then, I don't do it. It messes up my eyes, and it puts premature wrinkles on an already battered face. So we don't need that. But what you do need is having it so that you can explore the metaverse on a desktop, not a handheld. You have to graduate. Those who just have a handheld, they are limited to the content that they see because it's just fast. Boom, boom, boom. Unless you have your your alerts set up correctly to where they matter on times that or events that are most important to you, and that's what we do. We set those. So you don't have to sit there and watch any of the news channels. And I learned all this from watching my kids grow up and why they didn't watch CNN and why they didn't watch um, Fox News and all the drug commercials and all the drug commercials and all the lawyer commercials. That generation of kids, the Gen Zs, they said, fuck that. Fuck this. And they voted. And they told everybody things are changing. They're not going to have what's happened in the last 50 years. Just look at internet. And start protecting your next 50 years now, so that when you reach where I am, it took me 18 years, or actually 1995 till now, to learn all the Google, all the Photoshops, all the Quirk Express, and all this stuff that I learned by creating my own flyers, doing my own typesetting with these little blocks. My God, what a way we've come. But it's these meta tags that I have that verifies the experience that I've done, even though I don't have academia experiences because of, well, that's another story. But in the meantime, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the past. It only matters now and in the future. We can go back and look at everybody and point fingers and waste time. We can take money and bloviate things that aren't true using the top identifiers, CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, The View. All of these people's voices were indexed for the final time in regards to where they're headed based off voice recognition, to where they can pattern match what they say, where they go. And this is done in the background. Nobody can stop it. So the good news is that when you find out, it's just like, well, are you praying to God or you're not? Well, this Computer God by Black Sabbath, look up Computer God song, Dehumanizer album. I think this election just saved the Gen Z. Why they call them Gen Z means the end. Spared a lot of those young kids' lives. Now it's a matter of if think we can nuke. Do you know what's going on now, using rockets to go into Russia and all these things that shouldn't be happening? Instead of rockets, it should be tourists going in there, checking out the Kremlin and checking out all the different buildings. And you know, you want to look up my old, then go ahead. Here it is. Boom. Give it a kiss while you're back there. We are self-destructing very, very fast by ideas, by politicians who never really complete anything, and they're chasing their tail. And while everybody watches them chase their tail, they're all betting on when they're going to catch it. And year and election and election and election, he's still doing the same shit with the same people, while everybody's walking by, taking pictures, going, look at those ring of fools. Watching that politician chase his tail into oblivion. He's dug himself a hole, a funnel, and everything like that gets sucked in now in the digital world. There is no room for bullshit. No more lies. There's no more Clintons. No more tomfoolery. No more unfortunately all the different paid contributors. Anybody, ABC, CBS. I say the Clintons because AI says they are the highest contributor of destroying America of all, along with identifiers that are linked to each one of those people. See, law enforcement hasn't got to the level of what they need to use as tools to combat the current crime that we have and the ways and means to catch the next guy, the next girl, the next thing. And all the things that happened in my life, I had to wonder, oh, why? I was put here for a reason, folks. If people don't see the reason, I can't help it. If they want to make up reasons, I can't help it. And this isn't about me. This ain't about you. It's about the forwardness of each one of our metaverse that we access through our internet providers and our cell phone providers, and we use our smart devices to create a digital voice latent print of everywhere you go, everybody you talk to. You can now take that voice, do some, and then what you have, and that's all I have to say about that. But when you think about the powers and the people and the authority and the team members you have to build and the verification of Google, the actual search, it's all going to change. And all the bullshit will still be around, but it just festers around those that are talking about it. If you don't talk about it, it won't come into your circle. So there should be no reason. And this is the power of voice indexing and the power of location indexing and cell phone tower pings. Uh, we're in a time now where we can write content that we believe a certain group of identifiers may be having based off of advanced algorithms, and the content that they speak will show up in different type of uh, uh, object-oriented reverse programming, where we're using images to extract content to those closer based in social channels and all that. So this is the thing, this is where we're at right now. And I'm not the only one that does it. I'm the only one talking about it, because it's very hard to try to figure out how to speak about it. It's like me, I hold this like this, you know why? Because I'll outrank somebody else that might just be doing just what I'm doing, the same exact content, because our lives are running parallel, great minds think alike. And it's a coincidence. And there's a lot of people that don't believe in coincidences, but my life is full of coincidences. Usually my life, I would say 100% of the time, it's there's underlying circumstances that can't that it would have come to light with how we extract content and how law enforcement and other entities, including the citizens, were going to be able to protect their digital farms that they have to farm themselves. Then that's their social channels. That's putting a lock on it. People with kids, if you don't have a lock on your channel, you're stupid as what stupid does. And it's hard because you want to do it. I bet I have maybe 2 or 3. And that's it. There's hardly no pictures of me anywhere, because that's a sign of narcissistic behavior. If you're just having people taking a picture of you with none of your work. Oh, look at there's like our mayor, Mike Johnston. Google search Mayor Mike Johnston, and he's destroying our city. And he thinks he's going to come in and try to linguistic twist phrases and words that I have already indexed and digitized, so that when AI hears someone else using the words, it now immediately starts building large language models on the actions of that individual voice. And so now everything all the emails, all the text messages, this is how stupid this guy is. And stupid, you don't want people, don't call people names. That just shows you don't know nothing. No, it means I know something, and it's just that I'm venting because the guy's stupid. That's all there is to it. Stupid is what stupid does. And the thing is he's not willing to correct himself, and he's gonna ride to using all my content. He's gonna ride it to the. He's on the dark website, but all my content will migrate and replace all him. So when they Google search this guy, it'll have some content because I need some of those identifiers to prove my point. If it's all me, what did I prove? It's all me. That's you don't want that. You need to be intertwining his content with my content so that you show a pattern. And these are the patterns that we teach Gen AI to follow. And these are algorithms that a lot of people set on their websites that control the data flows. And for us, we learned by doing 4 albums. We were going to do 4 albums this year, and the algorithms were coming up as if we were spam. If I would have done that, we did 2 albums in 2023 and 2 albums in 2024. Not to get sidetracked, but all of this content, all of these different words and titles and all this stuff means something. All the way down to the letters and the individual names and how they come up in a series and does it match the author. And the author, where are you in the story? Like with me, I try to get the highest authority I can. The writer, the guy that takes the picture, the guy that is authorized to put code in it and upload it to Google so that other like-minded content migrates to it. It's that simple. But what's happened is we've had a lot of people with money try to thwart out a lot of people with no money. And they think that they could, like, in instance, someone was talking about the metaverse, and they're combining all these things to have them collide, and and you're sitting back, go, dude, you're saying that we said in 2006 we were on the radio, we were doing shows, but a big financial where I don't know how old you were in 2018, but if you're 38 years old, you were pretty fucking young. So with that said, there's no way a person like that can take away the authority of people that because I had the GP7A.com and I registered it and I built what it was, and I didn't always do the content correctly because I was learning at that time. Boy, if I would have known then what I know now, dude. But that's not what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to go through these trials and tribulations and learn what works and what doesn't work. And with 18 years of experience, I can tell you that there's some big financial disasters coming for some media outlets. Big. It's going to come big. It's going to come strong. They're going to wake up. It might happen in 2005. It just depends if they still keep talking the same rhetoric. Like, what's that lady's name? New Hampshire. I forget, but she waves her hand around. I don't know what that is. There's an articulate way to use your hands when you speak. But when you start flapping like a duck, like Nancy Pelosi and others, emotion creates emotion, but also over emotion creates a change of channel. I don't want to look at that. Okay, like it's saddened, but nevertheless, we have to create content, better make content that will replace the content that we've heard for the last 4 years, and it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to AI. AI is the most simplest of all things. Simple, simple, simple. Computer God, yeah, it's almost like a computer God. It can hold everybody accountable now. You don't have to wait till you die. And so what I mean is like Mike Johnson, he writes content that he's this AI guy, and he's bringing these people to discuss tools to change AI with disrupted content. It was just like, dude. And he doesn't know because this is his ignorance. This is what Gen AI does. It says, wait a minute, Mike. Wait a minute, Mikey. You have never talked about this stuff, and based on where you've been searching and the emails that you received by this one individual, Ma, that you have purposely linguistic twisted his relevant content to what you're promising you're going to be able to do. So with that, we're going to have to put his content migrating to your circles, so when people Google search it and they see him, they'll understand that you're a fraud.